How is everybody doing? Terrible loss. Let's just get right to it, man. I don't want to fluff anything. My headphone jack and my laptop, brand new laptop, don't even work. I don't understand it. That's why I'm not wearing headphones. I'm pissed off. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm pissed off. One, because I actually bet the Kings money line and they lost. Two, because they lost to the Jazz without Lauri Markkanen and Jordan Clarkson, which you should be ashamed of yourself. I don't care if you go 3-1. That's embarrassing in itself. Like, you should have closed out the deal. You should have never gone down that many points. You put yourself in the hole. Bad execution. Couldn't break a zone, bro. Like a basic zone. It's disappointing because tomorrow night they probably don't win against the Celtics. Now you're on a 2-game losing streak. The Grizzlies came back and won their game against the Dallas Mavericks. So yeah, I'm going to be a little bit upset about this. It's going to piss me off. And it should piss you off. It should piss a lot of you guys off. They had a great third quarter. They just couldn't close the deal. Yeah, Baji or whatever his name is. He had more free throws than Fox and Sabonis individually. But the Kings simply did not execute. They came out lackadaisical. That's not what a number 2 seed does. Like a number 2 seed does. Like, they got to put these dudes away early. And they didn't. They played around. As Mark Jones likes to say, they play with their food. And they got in trouble. In this case, they lost. They lost by 8. It's disappointing. On so many levels. Sabonis was mentally out of that game, and he was frustrated. He was flustered by a rookie who is an excellent shot blocker, and Kessler. What the hell is his name? Yeah, Kessler. Like, kid's a stud. Make no mistake about it. He's a stud. But the reality is, when you have a shot blocker like that, you have to have more patience in the paint. You have to know that he's going to block, that he's going to want to bite on everything. And to his credit, Kessler's really good defensively. So your footwork got to be A1. And, you know, 2-time back-to-back player of the week in Sabonis. He had an okay game, man. He had 11 points, 9 assists, 12 boards. Damn near triple-double again. But it just didn't feel impactful today. And he's had a few of those games this season. Very few games. Maybe like 3 or 4. But tonight, like, you needed to win this game, man. And tomorrow night, there's no guarantee you win. You're going up against the second-best team in basketball. In the Boston Celtics, who again, they haven't been as sharp as they were in the beginning of the season, but nonetheless, the Boston Celtics are still the Boston Celtics, and they're still really good. So when you look at it from that perspective, you're going to be disappointed, without doubt, like without question. But we're going to break down the film. We're going to break down whatever Mike Brown, if they upload this on time on YouTube. We're going to check out and see what he has to say. But it's disappointing. Bass says, I will be there in Sacramento tomorrow. Okay, shout out to Bass. Playing down to the competition when their all-stars are out. We've seen it all year long, 100%. That is still something that they have to learn, how to respect other individuals and understand that they're NBA players for a reason, and understand that they can have a hell of a game on any given night. That's because they're professionals. When you're a professional, you approach it as if Lauri was playing, as if Clarkson was playing, and you try to kick their ass ASAP. Like, you try to put them away. That way you can rest for tomorrow, as opposed to trying to climb yourself out of a hole, try and win the game, play minutes that you should have never played, exert energy that you should have never exerted, and now it's like you played a really good team with their all-star, but you didn't. And you got the Boston Celtics waiting at the Sawyer Hotel right now. So, yes, it's disappointing on so many levels. Now, if you win tomorrow night, everything's forgiven. But if you don't, it's a "I told you so" moment, and it infuriates you. Make no mistake about it. It really does. I would have liked to see more Monk attack the rim when shots are not falling. I mean, he knows that. I've been saying this all year. He's been very good for the Kings. He's been an element of surprise in terms of his playmaking at a very high level. He's been an excellent playmaker all season long. But there are nights where he just doesn't have it. There are nights where he just doesn't have it. Tonight, 15 points on 15 shots, high volume, not efficient whatsoever. Alluding to your point, yes, he should have attacked the basket more. 15 on 15 isn't terrible because he's had really bad games this year. This isn't like one of those terrible games, but it's not a great game. I think we can all agree with that. It's not a great game. Like, it's not a great Malik Monk game, right? He only had 3 assists. He only had 3 rebounds. Was he great defensively? No. So it's not one of those great games for Malik Monk. When you look at other guys, Kessler starting today, 90 minutes as your starter, plus 16, 6 points. You didn't really feel his impact today, right? Because you got down early. You were down 40-19 in the first quarter. That's never good. Like, never. So, yeah, and then you win the second quarter. You really win the third, and then you lose by 8 in the fourth. Tied game, right? Going into that third. Going into the fourth, and you just lose the game. So it's definitely disappointing on so many levels. I don't even know where to begin, if I'm being completely honest with you. Like, but I'll put the box score up for you guys there. This is presented by Taqueria La Perla Tapatia off Marconi in Sacramento. Anyone who's been there, they understand how great of a taqueria it is. Their second location, or their other location, is in Roseville, California, off Fairway, right in front of the In-N-Out. Great people, family atmosphere. You get your food super fast, super fresh, and everything's always on point, incredibly consistent. Huge shout out to Taqueria La Perla Tapatia off Marconi in Sacramento. Again, you can visit La Nueva Vallarta in Roseville off Fairway, right in front of the In-N-Out. We appreciate them for supporting the Cowbell Kingdom platforms, the Basketball Zone platforms. Huge shout out to them. But yes, the Kings lose 128-120 today. Just a disappointing loss, right? Harrison Barnes down the stretch could not make a damn 3 in the corner where it's a high efficient shot. He just couldn't make it, and that was frustrating. Like, he could have cut the game down to 2. They had multiple opportunities at it, and they just couldn't get the job done. Just that simple. Like, it really comes down to execution. They didn't do it. It is what it is, man. So we just gotta roll with it. We just gotta roll with that. I would have liked to. Yeah, he already said that. Jazz handles the Jazz should handle the Celtics too. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing because at the end of the day, the Celtics are going to play their A game against the number 3 seed in the Western Conference in Sacramento Kings. Like, they're not going to take the Kings lightly. Like, they're going to come out and try to embarrass them. There's going to be a lot of Celtic fans tomorrow night at Golden One. That's typically how it goes. And the Kings are going to have to be locked in and play an A game, an A-plus game to beat that team. Kings looked like they were really relying on Fox in the last 5 minutes, more than usual. Sabonis just didn't have it. Let's be honest. Like, he just didn't have it offensively tonight. He went up against a really good center, like a really good defensive center in that rookie Kessler. So, possibly because Sabonis wasn't much of a threat, right? That never helps. Kings didn't play a lick and roll, and couldn't play pick and roll and dribble handoff offense today of the zone defense. honestly though, even though they took him out of their element, it's so easy to break a zone. And ultimately, what the Kings are going to do anyway is get an open shot on the perimeter. Yeah, they couldn't hit shots either, but once you break that zone and you get to the middle, I mean, we both know this, Tyson. Like, it's not rocket science, right? To break a zone, especially that weak ass zone that the Jazz presented today. So, like they destroyed it in the third quarter. Like, what happened? You know what I mean? No box outs. Kessler got off as a center. Like, if if NBA.com uploads their hyperlinks right now, it's gonna be infuriating but educational to really watch who missed those assignments. Like, was it somebody on the rotation? Was this just Sabonis? Did Sabonis just not have it? We gonna check it out right now, man. It's frustrating, man. Vegas run, yo, bro. First half was suspect. Great comeback. Only one that crashes the board is Sabonis. Wish we can get some offense from the back at point guard. It's tough. And we've been saying this all season long about the backup position, referring to Davion Mitchell, obviously, but it is what it is. I hate when they get in the paint and turn down easy shots to kick it out for tougher shots, attack the rim. Yeah, I mean, that's part of it. Love Keegan tonight. He needs to drive more. Seems very one-dimensional. He's young, just needs to drive more. Why not give Alex some minutes? I think that would have been a solid guy to play against a guy with no experience. In terms of no experience, like much NBA experience in Kessler. But yes, Metu got destroyed today. And we'll talk about that too. Almost pulled it right over Hassanate. Yeah, but do you want to play like that, though? You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to play that way. You're the number 2 seed, now number 3 seed in the West. Like, you got to take care of these teams, especially when they gift you by not playing their 2 best offensive players. Like, you got to take advantage of that. It's sad. It was really unacceptable. It was super unacceptable. We're going to need to make a big move in the offseason after we get exposed in the playoffs on the home court. I mean, it's tough right now. I mean, I hope you're wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Especially if they get Golden State, who won a road game today. I'm trying to avoid Golden State at all costs. I don't care what anybody in the media tells you, or a very positive fan with a positive, optimistic point of view. Like, if you get Golden State in the first round, it's going to be tough to beat them. Now, I think they can beat anybody else. If they get the Lakers, I will love the Lakers. They'll beat the Lakers. They'll beat the T-Wolves. I don't know if they beat the Clippers. They'll beat the Mavericks. So, for them, there's a way for them to get to the conference finals if they get Memphis in that second round, right? The 2-3. But that means they got to finish 2. And that means they can't be losing to teams like the Utah Jazz with no Lauri Markkanen. Because if you're a 2, you face 7. Then you face a 1 out of the 3 and the 6. But if you're a 3, number 6 could be the Clippers. Number 6 could be the Warriors. Like, we don't know that right now. So your best bet is to get number 2. A lot of people were talking about number 1. I'm like, relax. They don't even have number 2 locked in. Let's lock in number 2 before we talk about number 1. And right now, they're number 3. These are the games that you got to win. It's been impressive what they've done all season long, especially post All-Star break. But the reality is you cannot lose games like this, period. They should piss you off. They need to get that second seed to have an easier path, 100%. I mean, that's just really what it comes down to, bro. What incentives these leagues to keep the refs like Scott Foster or Tony Brothers refereeing the games? When 50% of the games, they are the talking point, how can a league think that's good? I mean, it's not. It's not, but it is what it is. And I think it was some guy named Hex pointed out earlier that free throws attempted in March, De'Aaron Fox has 48 and Austin Reeves has 77. Now, that is just ridiculous to think about a dude like Austin Reeves off the bench to get damn near double the attempts that De'Aaron Fox, who, by the way, gets to the rim at will, gets hacked all day long. And when the guy points out that because you are in a Kings uniform, that's pretty accurate. And for a lot of Kings fans who think that it's going to get better in the playoffs, it's going to get worse. And it's going to be infuriating. And it's going to be frustrating because we're going to see it all the time in the first round of the playoffs. The Kings will get home court. They'll get top 4 guaranteed. But for them to have that path, they need to finish second. They finish third. That's going to be tough. Man, I'll be honest with you guys. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I'm just keeping it a stock. Like it's going to be tough. I want to play the Jazz in the first round. I don't know if the Jazz make it. This win for the Jazz doesn't make the Laker fans happy. No, it doesn't. Horrible loss. Lauri out. Clarkson, no excuses. No, it's only one game, but we have Boston next up. It's tough. It's tough. Bro, winning on the road is never easy. Utah stepped up. I didn't say it was easy, but if you're a legitimate number 2, number 3 seed, like, you got to take care of these dudes. Period. Like, of course it's not easy, but you're also not, 21 points worse than the Utah Jazz without their all-star on the road. Now, if you cut that in half, you win the game, right? Like, if you score 40 to 30 first quarter, now you're still upset that you gave up 40 points, but if you put up 30, you win this game. See what I'm saying? Like, you can't score 19 points and give up 40 in the first quarter. That's how you lose games. That can't happen. Period. I'm not going to take calls just because I don't have my headphones and I don't want the echo sound to come through. I don't know what the hell happened to the audio jack from this expensive ass laptop. I tried 2 different sets of headphones and they not working. I hope I don't got to take this back, and because obviously I can't afford to lose any time without the headphones. But it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. No lack of skill, lack of effort. Yeah, they slept on them. They're like, oh, we're gonna have a cupcake of a time. Well, Utah Jazz play hard, and you saw it tonight. Coach Brown do his press conference yet. Not sure. Hope the Kings team doesn't think they've made it. That's what I'm hoping, that they don't think that, because if they do, they are in trouble. Let's find out if they have put it up. Oh, here we go. Fox is up.
Sense at that point that you guys had a chance to get in?
Yeah, I mean, with the way that we play and the way that the game is played now, you're likely always in a game. You always have a chance to get back in the game. So, yeah, I mean, we never felt like we were just going to lose this game or just lay down and lose. But obviously we were able to fight back, but we weren't able to finish the game.
You guys are known as a clutch team, maybe number 1 in the clutch ratings. But tonight, what went wrong the last few minutes?
I think their zone gave us problems the entire game, and they went to man for a few possessions in the fourth. We scored. They went back to zone, and they were just able to close this one out.
What was it about that zone? It's a strange zone.
Yeah, it's like
I think they've only played it twice, last game and this game.
Yeah, it was like defense, not a lot of driving lanes. Obviously, they're long. You got one of the best shot blockers in the league, and Walker Kessler. So it's just a lot of different aspects of it, and they played it well.
How did Mike respond to this one? What was his tone after the game?
Obviously, nobody likes losing. Obviously, it got on us, but it's a quick turnaround. We got another one tomorrow. So,
any thoughts on the race? I mean, obviously Memphis wins tonight. You guys lose. That's going to be a tight battle. It seems like from here on out. What are your thoughts on that?
You just want to go out there and just control what you can control. Obviously, guys are fighting for seeding. I think home court is a big thing, but 2 and 3 seed, it is what it is. But you want a higher seed. But I can't say that I'm just looking at the 2 and 3 seed. No.
As bad as you looked in the first, you guys looked great in the third. What was the difference there?
I feel like we were able to kind of figure it out a little bit. We got shots rolling. We got stops. That was a big part of it. We got out in transition a little bit, and kind of just made the game easier for ourselves. But that was our best quarter defensively, and also happened to be our best quarter offensively. So we just have to be better on the defensive end. I mean, 120 points is enough to win a game.
Fox, can you talk about Keegan, 17 points in the third quarter? Are there conversations just getting him a little bit more aggressive like throughout the game, just having him open shots whenever he gets the opportunity?
Oh, yeah. I mean, guys are always screaming at him. Mike's on him the most. Just about shooting the ball, about staying confident no matter what's going on. I mean, he's one of the best shooters in the league. So no one in this locker room wants to see him passing up, any type of shot.
Thank you.
Well, they have one game tomorrow. They got to win that game. It's going to be very tough. And to your point, yeah, Fox played well. Fox was the least of the problems tonight. He brought his A game, but the rest of the guys, not so much. So they posted Fox. They'll probably post somebody soon. Let's see if NBA. Let me see. Let's see if NBA.com did it as well. Oh, here we go. I was like, where is it? That was the one that we should have put on the other one. Well, let me put this right here real quick. Okay. And let's find out if they have updated it. Yes, they have. Now, I want to see that not Kessler Edwards, but that Walker Kessler from the Jazz. I want to see his attempts. Like, what happened there? Huh? They don't have his video yet? Oh, okay. Well, see if they have his video. No, I guess the video is not available as of yet. Interesting. There are hyperlinks to it, but nothing yet. Never mind. Okay, well. Oh, man. Also allowed 4 offensive rebounds while Metsu was in the game to start the fourth. Could have been up more, but let the Jazz hang around by not boxing out. Well, that's what I was trying to point out right now. Obviously didn't, but let's see. Let's go over some of the other guys. Keegan had a good game. He was crucial in the comeback. Yeah, I mean, he was crucial in that comeback. Let's see. Let's find out about the other guys real fast. Sabonis, we already went over his stat line. Not an impactful near triple-double. Harrison Barnes, 16 points in 30 minutes, 6 rebounds. I thought he was solid, but tough finish. He just couldn't find that basket, right? 2 for 4. He had 2 big shots. If he makes one of them, he had two tries at it. He just couldn't do it, right? Then we got, obviously, Kessler Edwards, 6 points tonight. Not a great game, but you know, if you look at the box score strictly, he was a plus 16. You got to give him credit, but I don't put too much stock into the plus minus just because De'Aaron was -3 for the game. I mean, dude had 37 points on 6 and 9 from beyond the arc, 14 to 21, as efficient as it gets. I don't pay too much attention to that just because of stuff like that. It's just an overrated stat, and it's a stat that's not comprehended correctly. It's a stat that people don't know how to use it in the context of the game. Trey Lyles, 3 points, 1 of 6 from the field. Metu again had a lot of. He was a -1, and that doesn't tell you the full story of how many offensive rebounds they gave up because of him. Of little things like not boxing out. Again, Monk, not the best of games, not a terrible game. And that's about it. Like, not much bench production. You had Ellis with 3 points in 4 minutes. Davion Mitchell in 14 minutes. He only gave you 2 points on 3 attempts. Like, he got to be more aggressive. He had 2 assists, 4 rebounds. He had that nice little mid-range shot, but he needs to be more aggressive the way he plays when De'Aaron Fox doesn't play. And he just doesn't play that way, and it's not good for the Kings. It's not something that I'm like, oh man, like they can, like the Kings can live without him. Like, if I'm being honest with you. So these are the things that I talk about when they had a chance to address at the NBA deadline, and they just didn't. They just didn't. And the fact that they have guys like Rashawn and Alex Len who are bigger than Metu, and you have guys like Kessler and Azabuki, who he had. How many blocks he have today? It says he only had 1 block, but that dude altered multiple shots. Kessler had 5 blocks. Guys who are just big dudes, and they do a great job at protecting the rim. Like, you got to be able to match up with them, and they just couldn't do it tonight. And it's disappointing. Let's see if they updated this. Let's find out if they got them here. Here we go. Oh my God, still no video available. Then why the hell do you have the damn hyperlinks? Let's see if these dudes updated their stuff. No, nobody is updating anything. Okay. If you look at THT, he had some moments, but he only finished with 10 points. You had Fontecchino, who had 12 points. Olynyk had a solid-ass game, 19 10, 8 assists, damn near triple-double. That guy you felt. The impact, and ultimately that's why the Utah Jazz won. He hit a big-time three-pointer. He would have been a great fit with the Kings, if I'm being honest. Like, that dude could play. Like, that guy is a smart-ass player, and I would love to have him on the Kings. Playing backup. Like if he gonna go small, like with Metsu, I'd rather go small with the Olynyk. 100%. Like, no question about it. Bottom line is, if you let them drop 40 in the first to your 19, yeah, it's just not going to end up well. Killing Rudy bullied us. I just don't understand why Holmes gets 0 minutes. I'm so tired of Metu. We all are. Allows up to 5. Metu can catch a pass. Can't catch a pass. Yeah, plus and minus is hard to gauge. Lengthy players always frustrate the Kings. Which Coach Brown will communicate reasons to why Holmes and Len isn't even on the roster on the court. I can't even remember when was the last time they played. Last time I remember was Rashawn Holmes got a double-double against the Lakers, and he really hasn't seen anything since. It's almost like he got he got thrown into the doghouse again for having a good game. And like it's disappointing. Chris Dunn was solid as hell. Like, that's a guy that much like Davion Mitchell. Again, I want to disrespect Davion, but Chris Dunn does a lot of what Davion does. Just pesky, but he got more size. he can't really hit a shot, and he hit a big 3-point shot today. But man, that's a guy that I would have looked at, right? That the Jazz, I think the Jazz gave him the remainder of the year to play with them. So yeah, it's one of those things, man. It's just one of those frustrating things, Dr. June. Like, I wish I could get into his brain and kind of pick at it and ask him. Well, he's already explained why, but if that's the case, that he fouls too much, well, Metu don't foul enough, and Metu gives up too many points to other opposing bigs, and he gives up too many opportunities to other opposing bigs to where your team loses games. So, yeah, I said it. So, if that's your excuse that you think Rashawn fouls too much, why are you playing Metu? That don't make no sense. Like people in the chat are saying, you might as well play Trey Lyles at the 5. Like, that's just the reality. Holmes been missing in team pictures too. Wonder if there's something happening behind the scenes. No, Rashawn is being a consummate professional. There's nothing to worry about from that end of the spectrum. Well, we can't win every single night, but what really sucks is that we put so much energy tonight and we have the back-to-back. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's exactly what I said earlier in the show. It's like, you got in such a hole and you got out of it, and then you fell short. Like, that exerts energy that you're gonna need tomorrow night. And again, the Kings aren't old by any means, but the Celtics are waiting for you at the Sawyer Hotel right now. Like, it's and the Celtics are good. Celtics are really good. I'd rather have someone who fouls and boxes out than someone who is soft and doesn't get rebounds. To be fair, he's not a 5. Like, he's a stretch 4 who can't shoot. He's a stretch 4 that can't stretch, but he's playing out of position, and that's on your coach. Like, that's on Mike Brown, 100%, for putting them in those situations. We always talk about role optimization, maximizing your player's abilities, and he's not maximized in that situation. He's just not. Those rebounds would have been crucial tonight. Mets who don't box out, Sabonis had more fouls than anybody the whole season. Oh man, let's see if the Kings updated with nope. Let's see if NBA.com updated their stuff. Let's see. Nope, they did not. Let's see if Fox's stuff is up. Well, I was gonna say Fox's stuff is up, but it's not up. Okay, so they have the hyperlink, but there's no video attached to it. Well, that's disappointed. We can't even look at that, and I really don't have nothing else to add about what we did tonight in terms of losing this game. So, next few minutes, we don't get nothing, man. We gotta. Yep, there's nothing there. Let's see if these guys did anything. We already listened to that. I guess we can talk about some of my tweets from this week, right, where I said, and this is true, right? People all over the country keep saying it's very rare in the NBA that a win-win trade happens. However, that's exactly what the Kings and Pacers have had following their blockbuster deal last season with Sabonis and Tyrese Halliburton headlining the swap. Tyrese and Buddy have been producing great numbers for Indiana. Domantas have proven that he and De'Aaron are the force to be reckoned with when they play together. Well, that's just bullshit, because we all understand. As I said here, this is silly because if you swap the records, it wouldn't be a win-win. The narrative would be, look at the malpractice from the Kings, but records don't matter for the Pacers, I guess. What I'm saying is, if you swap those records, ain't nobody saying it's a win-win. They're saying, ha, 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 the Kings suck. Ha, 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 the Kings made a terrible trade. Look at that. You got an all-star. The Pacers got an all-star, and they're winning, and they're in the number 2, number 3 seed. That's what the narrative would have been. But now, apparently, it's a win-win because the Pacers aren't good record-wise. I don't care if Tyrese got hurt and they were the number 5, number 6. The reality is, as I said all season long, even when they were winning, reality was going to set in for that team. That team's not good. And that's what they are. Like, they lost to Charlotte tonight, I believe. That's just what it is, man. Like, their whole idea was to try and tank for Wemby. They got kind of good at the beginning. Now, put them out of that Wemby sweepstakes, but they can still get an impact player in the draft, and that's what they're probably going to do. But to sit here and say that it's a win-win just from one perspective of, oh, well, they got an all-star out of it. Okay, but see, that's what I'm saying, where things aren't consistent if you swap the records. Because if you swap the records, the Kings are a malpractice, and they're just a terrible organization. Even if Sabonis and Fox make, well, first of all, if you swap the records, they don't make the all-star team. Because damn near Fox barely made the team as a replacement when he should have made it as an all-star, right? Because both of those guys are all NBA type of guys, and they should make all NBA. But the Kings have so many things going against them all the time, and it's these types of narratives that piss me off, and I just have to talk about it, man. It's very frustrating. It sucks, but that's just what we've become accustomed to when it comes to the Kings, and it's something that it's gonna take time. Even with this success, like it's gonna take maybe another year, maybe 2 years till you change some of that narrative. At the end of the day, the Kings are an easy low-fruit team to pick on because of what they've done the last 16 years. It makes sense, but at the same time, if you understand basketball, this isn't a win-win as of today. This is a win Kings only. Like, the Kings are reaping the benefits. They got 2 all-NBA guys, and they got the number 2, number 3 seed. That's a hell of a trade for them. Right now, we don't know what the Pacers are going to be. Like, to judge it off, oh, well, I got an all-star out of it, but we really don't know. At the end of the day, everything's result-driven, right? Everything's team-driven, result-driven in the sense that are you going to win games or not? That's what it's always been. Like, Fox has been putting up big numbers, but they were empty calories. But Tyrese does it, and it's like, oh my God, it's like coming to the point guard. It's just a bunch of bullshit narratives, and I hate seeing that. Let's see if they uploaded somebody else. Nope, Kings are locking. Kings are slacking. Let's see if these dudes uploaded their stuff now. Let me see. Oh my God, nothing. We got nothing. Ladies and gentlemen. Sleep it off, y'all. We'll bounce back tomorrow. People act like Buddy Hield wouldn't have walked out of his contract if the Kings didn't trade him. The guy was done playing Sacramento. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely done playing Sacramento. Like, he didn't want to be here anymore for a lot of reasons. Obviously, it's never easy to play under Luke Walton. He did that. He had his career year with Dave, and it was just sideways from there, man. It was tough. It was tough to watch him play under a very bad coach, a very bad head coach in Luke Walton. We've seen a ton of clips, right, where guys were just tuning him out in the locker room and yada, yada, yada. So I don't want to, keep picking on him. But the reality is he just wasn't a good head coach. And he got an opportunity where he didn't deserve to get the opportunity. That's the malpractice from the Kings. Like, if you say that's a malpractice, I agree 1,000% with that. If you say drafting Marvin Bagley was a malpractice, understanding that he had no right hand, I understand. I agree 1,000% with that. Those are malpractices. Knowing that Donovan Mitchell had one of the best workouts ever, and you still don't draft him, having 2 picks in the first round. You could have had Mitchell and Fox. That's malpractice. So, yes, those things are malpractice. And it's definitely frustrating to watch those types of things, and like people poke fun at those types of things. So yes, that I agree with. He was only playing for his contract incentives. At that juncture, yes, but there wasn't many individual incentives just because Vladi and Ken Cantella had made it all team incentive. And I think that was part of the issue too with this contract, because he was very disrespected. Like in the original round of negotiations, they wanted to give him like $60 million, which he was upset with Peja and it was upset with Vladi. Obviously Peja, because that's what Peja was, a shooter. And so that's where the animosity started to build up. And it really never got better after that, which is unfortunate. But, it happens. It happens. And, we're done with that era. And we just got to look forward to what the Kings are going to do in the playoffs. And I can't wait for it. Can't wait to break down the film. And I'm kind of pissed off now that NBA.com keeps doing this garbage. Like, bro, I'm trying to watch some of this film, yo. But they not uploading it, which is ridiculous. Jeez Louise. I don't know. And the Kings. No, not even the Kings. Like, not even the Kings. Fudge, did I just click out of that? Just clicked out of NBA. Oh, man. That's dumb. We can look at the teams, though, in the defensive rating, see where the Kings are at. Kings are currently number 25 under the Utah Jazz. 2 bad defensive teams. And then you look at the Boston Celtics, who are number 4. Very good defensive team. The Kings are going to be tested tomorrow. They will be tested for sure. 100%. We'll see what happens there. But it looks like nothing's happening. The Kings don't upload anything at all, which is surprising. Knowing that they got like a ton of dudes. So I wonder what happened there. I don't even know if Mike has even spoken yet at this point. You don't even know who was spoken, right? It's one of those things. But yeah, tough night. 128, 120. That's going to do it, y'all, man. We'll be back tomorrow, man. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. I know it's been a while. I missed about 3 games. Life happens. But it's going to be a test tomorrow night. And I can't wait to watch it. To see Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, those boys in town. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a sellout. It's going to be a lot of Celtic fans. It's going to be a lot of everything tomorrow. There's going to be technical fouls. You got Marcus Smart playing. It's going to be a fun time. But I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Helps us out a lot. See you guys tomorrow night. Peace.